First of all, Kenyon, I want to welcome you to Over a Drink.
All right.
I know you're a school administrator, so I brought us some smoothies.
I appreciate
You know what
that.
I mean? I got you the mango protein, and I went with the green and with the kale and the protein.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Yes, sir.
You take that,
All right.
one of them straws.
Okay, appreciate
and
you.
we'll get this started.
Yes, sir.
Little healthy sip to start start the afternoon. First of all, tell people who you are and what you do.
Yes, sir. So my name is Kenyon Meeks. I've been a representative of Boys Latin Charter School for the last 9 years, 20 years experience working in the mental health field, education field, human development field.
So what do you do here, Boys Latin?
So I'm responsible for the entire climate here at Boys Latin. So from students' discipline to the elevator guy coming to repair our elevator.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you like the building mood setter.
I'm the mood setter.
You reached out to me to talk to me or to mention about youth violence.
Yes.
And now tell me, I guess, what, like your experience with dealing with youth violence.
We've lost a number of students this year, and I've personally lost students as well. So I like to say personal because it's one thing to say, yes, I lost some students, but they all had personal connection to me.
Parents kind of send their kids in your direction in hopes to save them from some kind of violence or misdirection.
Yes.
And then you've had the misfortune that in the process of trying to do that,
lost
a number
of students along the way. And most recent, just lost a very close family member. I've known him since he was 5 years old, so I took an added responsibility on his life. And when his life was taken away, it kind of opened my eyes.
Why do you think we're in this space? Why do you think youth violence is where it's at right now?
So biologically, I know that, most of our young men, they have certain behaviors that they got from parents and their parents and their parents. Then we got the psychological aspect where it's something that's being planted within their own psyche. The social aspect has taken over the first two that I discussed with you. So social media is in charge, right?
Okay.
Not being very sociable is also another avenue that's not being taught biologically with our youth. You know what I mean? So somewhere along the lines, we become more passive as parents, and the young men are looking for the next big thing, right? And we're not spending the amount of time with them because we have to be passive. We have to go to work.
What I do as a videographer, as a news videographer, I tend to see after, the after effect. I show up after the incident has occurred. You are involved prior.
Beforehand. Yes, sir.
What are some of the things, I guess, you do and share and try to discuss with these guys and girls? Because girls are it's getting to the point that the women are just as bad.
We're in a trauma-filled society right now. So there's a lot of households who have some sort of trauma taking place throughout their life. So my goal on a daily basis is to spend that 1 minute on 100 students versus the 100 minutes on one student.
Gotcha.
Because if I stay focused on the one, I've lost 99.
Gotcha.
And I discuss with them how important their life is. But now I'm moving into the area of branding. So we were all given a name when we were born. So this is what I teach my students.
Okay.
You have to learn how to protect your brand.
Every now and again, we'll get students come through the television station. And I tend to tell them, I go at it from the lane of social media, and you had mentioned that, where I'm like, listen, your social media, if this is what you want to do, your social media is you have a network.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And you need to protect your network.
You
need to don't waste it in putting up nonsense.
Yep.
So because when you do get out in the world and start looking for work and looking for opportunity, the first thing that the person you're looking for that opportunity from is going to go look back at your social media.
They're going there
because
first.
that's going to tell them what kind of character that they're getting. So the idea that you're using that branding just in a different, to brand you as a whole person.
As a whole person. Because we are a walking business.
They are growing up in a world where this violence is a norm. And in communities so they've become conditioned to accept that this is just what it is. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
And that's the word. You hit it right on the nose. They're conditioned. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it used to be abnormal for us. We'll say, oh man, my man died. That's messed up. We didn't have candlelight vigils. We didn't have teddy bears. We didn't go to the scene of the incident. We didn't do any of that. But we mourn differently. So this is an expression of mourning, and I do understand that. But it back to the social aspect, it highlights that killing is horrible, but it's okay. And what makes it okay is the part that I don't understand. Once we get to the purpose, and the purpose is the guns, where we used to use our guns to fight, to fist fight.
Correct.
Once we got tired, then the fight was over.
The fight was over.
And then you went about your business.
Facts.
And it wasn't a lot of back talking. It wasn't a lot of texting.
Correct. You're right.
Arguing through social media because that gives us an added voice, where we're trying to protect ourselves, protect that brand. So we have to say something on social media and the negative.
The beef would be the moment. Now the beef continues via social media way past the moment.
Yes. Where's the beef right now? And what are we going to do to stop the beef, right?
Correct.
Eat differently, feed our minds differently, and put different product out there. You know what I'm saying? So for our youth, they're our product. I know what it takes. I don't have a lot of times they say you don't have the credentials, you don't have the personnel, you don't have the time. I tell guys all the time, it's not about me. I wake up every day for you. I do something called 4 L's. Learn and listen to life lessons. Every day we get one. Every day we get a life lesson. But if you're not listening, right?
Correct.
And listening, L-I-S-T-E-N, silent is in that word. If you're not silent, if you're not listening, then you're going to miss the point. You know what I'm saying? And I'm at that point where I don't want them to miss the point anymore.
So I've always had this mindset that I have to try and raise every male I come in contact with.
Sir.
Because I don't know which one of them my daughter's going to bring home.
Yes, sir.
When I was 20, I didn't mind hanging out with 40-year-olds, and 40-year-olds didn't mind me hanging out with them.
Not at all.
I'm noticing, and I could be wrong, that 20-year-olds now have no business for 40-year-olds.
All I do is reiterate my life as a youth, as an adult, and meet that 20-year-old on a 40-year-old level. You understand what I'm saying? Let them know, if I want to live the next 20 years, I got to give back to the person that I know is going to live the next 20 years of their life. I feed them the info. I feed them what I have for that moment, understanding their personality trait. And I'm breaking the boundaries. I'm breaking the doors through. Now they're communicating with me on the level that I expect them to. So I'm getting honesty. I'm getting dedication. I'm getting their life learned lessons up to this point. And I'm also getting the fact that they don't know.
Yeah.
They're actually telling you, listen, I don't know. Help me.
How do you engage the parents and make sure that they stay engaged with their children, man? And don't want to give up on their kid. And don't want to
give up.
Just, throw their hands up and like, listen, man, he's a lost cause.
I like to talk to the parents about what if. So we say if the if was a fifth, we'd be all jacked up, right?
We'd be all jacked up. If it was a fifth.
If it was a fifth, we'd be all jacked up, right? So I like to say, like, if the if was a fifth, right, then we all can jack them up. They can all elevate.
Correct.
They can all use us as the parents as leverage to success. But let's feed them verbally, right? With a hands-off approach, with a life lesson approach.
Correct.
I'm sending you to first base with hopes that you get back home. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you hit a home run, that's an easy way to get back home.
Easy way to get back home.
Right? But if you go to first and you steal to go to second, that ain't my fault.
Yeah.
From home to school, I believe that that's the parents' mentally, physically responsibility with hopes that their child make it to school on time without drama.
Yes.
It becomes my responsibility at that point from home to school that the student is safe walking up and down the street. So
from school to home.
From school to home. So I'll go out maybe a half an hour before, feel the pulse of the neighborhood, find out where people are lurking and lingering and relaxing, and then I gear and redirect my students according to the plan. It makes the parent at ease. For the student, it makes them feel like they're weak in a sense.
Yes.
But when they see what I'm doing for them, they appreciate it.
I always go back to my youth, and I used to think that same way. I was never a fighter. You know what I mean? I would try to avoid fights at all costs.
Yep.
You know what I mean? If I had to fight somebody, like it was just the last resort, I have no way out.
No way out.
You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
But you would always have that little thing in you that made you say, man, am I a punk?
Yep.
Am I a punk because I don't want to have this fight, because I don't want this beef, because I don't want this drama?
Right.
But then when you come of age and you realize that carrying that little piece of punk in you may have brought you to where you are today.
It has. Yep.
Because I know a bunch of cats who said they wasn't punks who ain't here no more.
Not here anymore. You're absolutely right. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I bet they wish they had a little piece of punk in them every now and again.
Yes, sir.
Might have saved their life.
Might have saved their life. You know what I mean? Made a decision. You know what I'm saying?
You know,
You're right.
But it's hard to convince someone who's 15, 16, 17 that it's okay to carry a little fear with you.
Carry a little fear. Yes. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Carry a little fear with you, man, because it helps you make better decisions.
We live on Temptation Island. We see a couple girls. We see a couple guys that's with those girls. Somebody says something to someone, and that's how a fight breaks out. Oh, what you're staring at, what you're looking at.
Yep.
So what I do is I'm in the prevention business.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying?
There you go.
I'm going to prevent this if I'm able.
We need a mindset shift
I like it.
in a lot of these youth to make them value life.
If we continue to make education beneficial to them and not us, then our voice is heard. It helps to help, but we got to put the man hours in and not just say what we're doing.
All right, man. I don't know if I hit everything we were supposed to hit, man. I don't know if I missed a few things.
We're going to need a part two.
We might need a part two.
Yes, sir.
But these things only run about 15 minutes. And we already at like 35 minutes.
Yes, sir.
Man.
Yes, sir.
So, Brother Meeks, first of all, man, I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
I want to thank you for giving me your time, man. I want to thank you for giving the youth your time. Even more important to me, man. What you do is a really big deal, man. You know what I mean? And I don't know what kind of celebrating of people like you is done in your industry.
Yes.
But I do know that it's not celebrated enough outside your industry.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? And I do know that we need to embrace and stand up for guys like you, man, because we turn our babies over to y'all, man, every day, man.
Every day.
Every day, man, we give you the most precious thing that we have on this planet, man, is our babies, man.
Yes.
And we hope that y'all help to give them the tools so they can be successful in life, man. And for that, brother, I thank you, man.
I thank you too, man.
Appreciate you hanging out with me for a couple minutes.
Appreciate that, Mike. Thanks a lot, man.